Hello, my friends. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're ready for another YouTube video from your old buddy, Dadcraft73. We're back here playing one man, one mod, trying to learn everything that we can about thermal expansion. And man, we've been learning tons of stuff. That is for sure and for certain. But man, as always, we've got a ton more things that we have to learn today. Oh, hello. Are you going to try to... You don't know who you're dealing with, guy. You're dead. Ah, dang it, he shot me anyway. Alright, so we need to head out to the desert. Okay, so we are here. Yeah, we need to go that way. Desert. Okay, good enough. So let's start heading that way, and I guess we'll just chit-chat about stuff as we get over there. We need to sort of go this way. Yeah? Okay. I mean, not that we have too much to chit-chat. I mean, I'm just going to chit-chat with you guys. Why not? Oh... By the way, thank you all, since we're, I guess, why can't am I still slowed? No. There we go, it's better. Thank you all for your support on the channel. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. We're almost at 4,000 subs. Can you even believe it? Man, that's awesome. We are taking care of business all day, every day. That is for sure. Oh, thank you. It's all because of you guys. Flat out amazing. Thank you very much. Man, look at all these cows out here. We could be eating steak dinners instead of these fish, but whatever. I'm good with it. Okay. By the way, if you're curious, I have picked, well, let's be honest here. Teddy has picked the mod. Actually, in this case, I think it's going to be mods for season 6 of One Man, One Mod. It's going to be released, episode 1 will be released on August the 1st, as is normally our custom. So that's going to be cool. Oh, let's go across here. Let's make sure we're going the right way. I think it's just across the ocean here, right? Yeah, just across the ocean. Okay. So that's exciting. I'm ready. Not that I don't like thermal expansion, because I have a newfound appreciation for thermal expansion. I think a lot of you guys do too, that either have... It's been a while since you played it, or you do play it, but you still sort of watch these episodes and sort of played along as we sort of took a deep dive into all the cool things that thermal expansion offers. But, you know, it's always nice to start something new. So Season 6 will be coming August 1st. It's going to be amazing. I'm ready. Okay, and we just want to go straight. Yeah? So, I was going to make a video tonight when I was cooking dinner for the cooking channel. And I was going to make some chicken halves. You know, you take like a whole chicken and you cut it in half. You know, sort of like long ways. So you have like a leg and a thigh and a breast and a wing on each piece of the chicken. And, I mean, I did, like, all the intro stuff, all the initial work that needed to be done, and I was like, man, this is going to be amazing. It's going to be a good video. And then I made a mistake. So I have this brand new Weber, like, charcoal grill, a Weber Performer. Oh, dang it, why did I jump out of the water? I mean, I'm, like, not doing what I need to here. And I was like, man, I'm ready. I'm going to use this thing to make this video, and it's going to be great. Do I have my boat? Where's my boat go? Oh, my goodness, where did it go? Not that I'm worried about it, because I can breathe underwater forever. Oh, I know where my boat went. Yeah, right there. Okay. I need to make sure I turn off that that potion injector, because I'll just burn through all of my underwater breathing potions. I guess that's something we need to remember. That's a good thing. So I want to go a little bit further, right? Yeah, the ocean is just over, or the thing that I want, the desert, is over this way. So anyway, you know, you get a new grill, and even though you've done, I mean, I've done lots of grilling in the past. I, by no stretch of the imagination, am like some kind of grill master or something. But you know, this is a brand new grill for me, and I was trying something a little bit different, because normally I just like load the grill up with charcoal, you know, spread it out across the bottom and cook, you know, hamburgers or whatever you're gonna cook. But with a piece of like a chicken, half a chicken, it's big, so you can't just like sit there and you know, let it do its deal. You have to, you got to cook it. It takes a lot longer, right? It takes like an hour or so, an hour and 15 minutes, whatever, to cook. And I didn't put enough charcoal in my charcoal grill, so by the time I got done, or by the time I was hoping to be done, it wasn't. So I had to kind of scrap the video, and then I'm gonna try to reuse some of it if I can. But I had to scrap the video and kind of come back. I'm gonna have to go buy another chicken tomorrow, I guess is the point that I'm trying to make. Which doesn't make me super happy, but whatever, it is what it is. Sometimes you, what's that they say? Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug. Alright, let's go like this. Oh, we should have went down one lower. That's okay. We'll do like this, and then we'll go like this. Oh, yes. So the reason I'm over here at the desert, as you can see, I'm grabbing some sandstone because we need some. Because we need to get some resources that we can only get by processing sandstone. And I know we're just like destroying this mountain, but whatever. This mountain deserves to be destroyed, I guess. I don't know. I mean, we don't need like stacks on stacks. I mean, we need a good bit, so I'm just going to get however much of this is, and we're going to head back to the base and get started. But the worst part of that whole grilling thing is, I mean, I was cooking dinner for the family. I wasn't just making a video. You know, sometimes, I don't know, maybe sometimes people are like, oh, I'm just going to make a video, and we need to go this way, right? And, you know, they don't care how long it takes or whatever. But, man, I had a whole house full of people who were like, man, Dad, I'm starving. So that was a little bit of a bummer. And so I had to actually bring those chickens in off the grill and finish them up in the oven. Which, you know, if you're like the grill master, that's kind of embarrassing. Oh well, we'll do. But I was telling my wife, you know, that's just the way it works. You got to learn stuff. You got to figure it out. So the next time that well, it's going to be tomorrow. Today, by the time you watch this, hopefully that chicken is already done and in my belly. But you know, it's just kind of the way it is. You gotta learn. Even, I guess that's the way it is in a lot of things, not just in grilling, but it's just, you know, it's just the way it is. You can't be the master right off the bat. You got to put in some time. You got to put in your time. Even if you don't want to put in the time, you think, oh, I got this. Man, you got to grind it out, that's for sure. Okay, so we're heading back to the house. Now, what we're going to make today, there's, what we haven't done, and none of you have actually commented on it, mainly because, you know, we've been eating fish and stuff like that. But, you know, we haven't grown any crops whatsoever, like zero. I mean, I don't literally think we even planted anything in this series yet. I mean, we started off eating beef, and that's what we ate for a while, and then we've been eating fish and cooking it up using that fancy augment for the redstone furnace. And that's just what we've been doing. So today, we're going to spend a little bit of time. We're going to grow some crops. And so your first question might be, if you don't know where I'm going already, or you haven't read the description of the video. That's so dumb. Oh, okay. Is why in the world are you getting sand if you're going to grow crops? So I will show you here in just a minute. I'm sort of keeping my eye on my other monitor because I've got our vanilla Patreon server went live tonight. Yeah, it's about midnight Eastern time, I guess. Saturday morning, so Friday night, Saturday morning. I mean, right now it's coming up on like 2 in the morning for me. So I've been, and I shouldn't even be recording videos this time of night because I should be done. But I'm not, and the reason why I'm not is because I had to download the existing Patreon server, and it was 5.5 gigabytes. And I've got really good internet, but the hosting company that I use, man, it can't just like, it doesn't have like an unlimited pipe. So it took literally like 2 hours to download the entire server, and then I zipped it up. I'm gonna put it up for a download if the people who played on there want to see it. But anyway, that took me a long time, and I was like, well, I can still play while that thing's downloading. Nope. I couldn't, so I wasn't able to actually play. I had to wait until that download was done. And then I had to sort of get the server reset and get it fired back up. There's a couple things I have to do to it still, but it's at least running, and there's people in there playing right now. Right now. That's awesome. I love that. It makes me happy. So anyway, that's why it's such a late night. And I'll tell you the other thing. You know how, like, if you have, like, a project or something like that that you want to do right and then it doesn't do right? Man, you end up getting kind of grumpy about the whole deal. Yeah, that's been pretty much me tonight because of that whole chicken, the notorious chicken incident. So we're going to go like this. So we want to make sure this guy is turned off, right? We want to make sure that auto input is disabled. That's perfect. And then we want to grind this, okay? All right, because we're looking for something called niter. So let's take a look here. This stuff right here, we want this. And obviously we get it from grinding up sandstone. And there's a 40% chance to get some. The cool thing about it, so we've already got a little bit. The cool thing about it is we get 2 sand when we grind this up. So we can just take the sand, convert it back into sandstone, and we're good to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump all of this stuff in here. And we just need a little bit to start with. So I don't need like stacks on stacks. Like that's probably enough. Okay, so the thing we want to make is something called Phyto. And the reason that I wanted niter is because if I use niter, pulverized charcoal, and a piece of slag, I get 16 of that stuff. And that's exactly how I want to do it. So I need to get some wood. Oh, you go in there. Give me a stack of this wood. And we're going to run this wood through our furnace. And we're going to get some charcoal out of the deal, right? So we're going to get some charcoal. And then we're going to have to pulverize this stuff, right? Because this stuff you can just run through the pulverizer and you get pulverized charcoal. I think we've done coal in the past. We might even have some laying around here. Yeah. And I don't think that works. No. So we can make gunpowder there. We don't need that. So we're just going to get a little bit of this. That's plenty. All right. And then I'm going to swap this out. Okay, we'll put this back in here so let this thing run. How much niter? Oh, yeah. So we're raking it in. We'll have well over a stack. And if we do it right, we're going to have 16 Phyto for 1 piece of niter, which is pretty huge, actually. So, I mean, that's awesome. So let's get ourselves a little bit of pulverized charcoal. We've got some niter. And then over here, we've been carefully keeping all of our slag. All right, so we want to get 4 pieces of slag. Now, let's take a look here real quick. There's lots of ways you can get slag. We're going to do it. So there's a couple ways. So you can do like kind of like a cheaty kind of deal. If you want to. So let me go find something that actually has like a high output of this stuff. Let me see. They may have nerfed it, which they really needed to. But one of these things... I want to say it's lumium. Lumium. Nope. I think this is what I did. I was trying to see what I did in Direwolf. That may have not been what it was. But anyway, what you could do if you want to, I mean, so that one of the easiest ways, right, you could take a piece of aluminum gear and make an aluminum gear and run it through, and you end up with 20% chance. And you essentially lose a piece of aluminum. It's going to cost you a piece of iron to get that done. I don't know if there's like any other like fancy ways. Yeah, all these other ones. It used to be, and I can't remember what the recipe was, but there was something that you could grind up and you actually got as many ingots back as you used. So all it cost you really was like a piece of sand to get some slag. I mean, you might have to process it a couple times, but it still worked. And maybe that's not the case anymore. Maybe it's been fixed, because that was sort of a little bit overpowered if you think about it. Yeah, I don't remember what it was. But everything you're actually, there's a cost. I mean, like a shovel, right? I mean, you could technically just add sticks to the mix and craft a shovel and just keep cycling it through over and over again and eventually get slag. I mean, that's probably one of the cheapest ways to get it done. And we could use that crazy like auto crafting deal that we have I don't think the rest of these are actually going to give us what we want. I mean, then we can also, in the induction smelter, we can like take our pulverized material. That's probably one of the easiest ways. Hello, why are you spinning? So just instead of like taking all of our lead and grinding it up and running it through the induction smelter with some sand, gives us a 25% chance. So, I mean, there's lots of ways to make slag. You can make it on your own. If you've been following along, you probably have at least some, right? So even at least some slag. So we want to go here and we want to make this stuff called Phytogrow. We're going to make it just like this, okay? And we're going to get a stack of it. Now there's two other sort of versions of this. So there's rich Phytogrow, which uses rich slag, which is a whole nother deal, right? So it's more difficult to make, like a compass, you know, whatever it might be. There's a couple different ways to make some rich slag, which technically would be ideal, but we don't have any of that. There's also fluxed Phytogrow, which is riched that you put in the energetic infuser and give it power. So we essentially can't really, I mean, we could make a little bit of this, you know, if we had some slag. And then we could obviously charge it up if we wanted to. But we're just going to stick with the regular Phytogrow. That's what we're going to do. So what you can do with this stuff is there's this thing called the Phytogenic Insolator. Okay? Phytogrow goes in there. And if you put different types of plants in there, like potatoes, for example, or carrots, or seeds, or sugarcane, or whatever, cocoa beans, it will double or triple those outputs just with the regular Phytogrow in there, which is pretty cool, right? I mean, it takes some time and you need some, you know, power and stuff like that to make it happen. But you also, for instance, if you use pumpkins, right, you not only do you get pumpkin, but you also get a seed. Yeah? Okay. So we're going to make this guy. That's what we want to do today. So it's a little expensive. It's one of the higher end deals. So we need a little bit of aluminum. We're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. We're also going to need this, tin, all that stuff. And then what is this guy? Is that, okay, standard. 1, 2, 3, 4 over here. Get some of this. Get some of this. Get some of this. Okay. So the first thing we want to make is aluminum gear. Done. Easy. And then, oh, we're also going to need some glass. We might as well just grab some while we're messing around here. There we go. Glass. Okay. And then we need to make our machine frame, which we've made, I don't know, like 50 times or whatever so far this series. And then we can make the machine frame. We can make this guy. We're going to need some copper too, aren't we? Let's go grab some. Okay, good. And then we can make a couple copper gears. Are we out of iron? Okay, there we go. A couple copper gears. Okay. And then we need just dirt, right? Dirt's easy to come by. So let's grab a little bit of dirt. 1, 2. Okay. And then we should be able to make this guy. The Phytogenic Insolator. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so we got to get this guy on our power network. You know, I think we're just going to start like a second row. Maybe back, like right here. This will probably work. No, it will not work. Okay. Let's go like this. Oh, you went in there, didn't you? Crazy guy. Okay. So we got a pipe running through there. But it shouldn't go very far. Here, let's go like right here. Yeah, okay, that works. Yeah, there's a power cable that's running right there. Let's go like along the line here. That's better. Okay, and let's grab a piece of our power cable out of this guy. I think we just need, we'll get 2, just in case we need more than 1. I think 1 is going to get the job. Nope, we did need 2. Okay, and then we just stick this guy, like right here. Okay? Alright, so let me see what the deal is. I think this thing needs water. Yeah, it does. So we can steal water. Aren't we getting water like right here? Yes. Okay. Let's grab our fluid duct. Yep, grab this guy. Man, it's so hot out here in the hot box tonight. Oh man, I'm always crying about it. I know. Alright, so we're going to go like this. And then we'll just come up like this and like connect that. All right, let's get our crescent wrench out if you don't know, and you can just right-click to remove stuff, right? That's essentially what we need to do. And technically, we could, like, disconnect that guy, too, if we want to. Okay, that works. And now this thing should have water in him. Fertilizer slot locked. So I think, do we have, like, any... I want to make some wheat, is what I want to do. Do I have any wheat seeds? How is it possible that I've gone this entire playthrough and we don't have a single wheat seed laying around? Let us go get one. Oh, man, it's snowing. I love the snow in Minecraft, man. It's awesome. Let's see. Okay. That's what I need. So I'm pretty sure the Phytogenic Insolator can use power, just straight power, to grow stuff, right? So we put that in there. Right? Show recipes. Like, wheat, seed. Alright, we go like this. By the way, if you don't know how this works, if you, like, mouse over an item, this came up as a question in yesterday's episode. We go like this, right? U. If you press, like, mouse over and you press the U key, it gives you all the uses, right? So, for instance, we can see here that if we put a seed in the Phytogrow or in the Phytogenic Insulator with just regular Phytogrow, we'll get 2 wheat every time. So we're going to unlock the fertilizer slot. We're going to throw this stuff in here. Okay? And you see it's pretty fast, right? And that's with 0 upgrades. Yeah, man. That's insane. And we have sort of 2 outputs. We've got red and yellow. So you can see we get 2 wheat and we get one of these, which needs to go back in there. Okay? So this guy needs to go back in here. So we have some other stuff. I mean, that's like the first part of this. So now we can, like, get a chest if we want to. By the way, you remember yesterday, Justin called me straight out on it, which, you know, he should have. I was like, oh, I need to get some planks. And then I totally forgot about that. Stacks on stacks over there, man. Whatever. Okay, so we're going to make... No, we're not going to make that. We're going to make a chest. Okay? And we're just going to go like this. And we're going to lay this guy down right like this. And we're going to go here, and we're going to say, you can actually export both of these, right? Both of these can go out, okay? And then, yeah, that's perfect. All right, so now you see that we've pulled out both the wheat and the seeds, which is, I mean, it's okay, but it doesn't do exactly what we want to. So we need to get some of our item ducks, and I don't even know if we have. That's a structural duck. Item duck. This is fine. Okay, and we're going to go like this. We're just going to go like this right here. Just a little loop. Now, we've talked about servos in the past, right? Like, here's a servo, and remember, a servo is like a little engine that can pull items into, like, a duct network, and it can do, like, fluids or items or whatever it is that you want to transfer. But there's another device called a receiver. Oh, servo. Or no, it's not a receiver, a retriever. Retriever, like this. And let's make one. So we're gonna make one just like this. Can we make this, you think? Pulls. Okay, yeah. Alright, perfect. So we need what? We need some iron, we need some invar, we need glass, and an eye of ender. Okay. Do we have blaze powder? Oh, yeah, we have 1. Okay. Now we just need to find an ender pearl. Yeah, right here. Perfect. Okay. And then we just need some iron nuggets. 1, 2. Okay. And then we need some invar. 1, 2. Okay. And let's make this guy... We'll make the hardened version of this. Let's make the eye of ender quick so we have it. And then we're going to do this. Not that we really need the hardened version of it. We don't. So unlike the servo... The retriever goes on the destination, like this, right? See that? And then it's got a filter. So what we can do is we can say, hey, Mr. Guy, I want you to pull seeds, if you can, and we're going to make sure we turn this thing to ignored. So what this thing will do is it will leave the wheat in this chest. Yeah? Yeah, yeah. right? And it will only pull seeds. So if we run this thing through again, and we'll see it happen, we should see a seed show up over here in just a second. I don't know if we actually see it pop in. Okay. And then this guy should pull it. Oh, no, wait. Yeah, okay. We had to make sure we put it on the whitelist. Okay. And it's kind of slow. It's not like super fast. But essentially what it did is it cycled that thing around. So this thing will now run forever. So we'll watch it again, right? We'll see. We should see the seed pop in. And then we should see it disappear. And then eventually, as it goes up through that little tiny area, we'll see it come back in the Phytogenic Insolator. Yeah. So essentially now we have a loop. So as long as we can feed this thing Phytogrow, we're going to be in good shape. So we should have like a ton of niter now. We do. So we actually have some here. Let's grab a little bit more slag. And we'll go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 maybe. Okay. And then we'll make a whole bunch more of this Phytogrow. So it's niter, it's pulverized charcoal, and it's slag. It gives us a bunch of that. So the other thing that we can do, if you look here, you have 2 input slots. Okay? So we can also we could dump this stuff in here as well, right? And we'll just grab one piece to use as a filter on our retriever, right? And we'll say, hey, I want you to pull out of this chest Phytogrow and seeds. And you can see it just pulled some, right? Now the problem that we run into is I'm pretty sure this thing will pull... no, it didn't. Okay, it put it back. Okay, good. So it didn't need the extra. But you can see now we had 2 seeds in there because it's just going to keep cycling around and around. And eventually, we'll fill up the amount of seeds we need, and we'll have, you know, tons of wheat. And then we can do stuff like, I don't know, make cookies and get pulped biomass and stuff like that out of our wheat farm. So the real issue, or I guess the limiting factor here, without a doubt, is the fact that we need Phytogrow. Okay? I mean, it's not great because we need slag to make it. Now, I think there's some augments for this guy. So you can do a sapling infuser on that guy and it'll grow saplings if you want to. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but there's also the nutrient recovery where it provides a chance not to consume fertilizer. That's pretty easy to make. We just need a little bit of rich Phytogrow to make it. And I think that's probably it. Yeah. Non-fertilizer inputs are not consumed, improving automation. Okay, so like with this, the monoculture cycle, you don't need to have this seed cycle, right? So it'll just, it'll keep the seed in there and it'll just use it forever. So if you just have one seed, you don't have to worry about losing it ever. So man, that works like a dream. So we've got this loop in place. So the only thing we need to do is we need to find out how to make some slag. And if there's a way that we can make. So maybe the shovel... I mean, I just really want to be able to make stuff. Let's see. Slag. I mean, there's like 63 pyro concentrator. What does this thing do? Increases yield. Okay. So we get more. Is that what this thing... It's just from ores. Okay. So, I mean, slag is... I don't know. It's kind of a fixed... I mean, you have to work to get slag. I mean, probably the easiest thing would be to feed this thing sand and just keep cycling this around and around and around and doing it that way. And the other thing that you could do is, obviously, you could go mining. Like, if we look at, like, some kind of ore, I don't know what it is, like... iron ore, for example, and we look at it in the redstone furnace. Okay, then we do like this, and we look at this in the induction smelter. We can process it with some cinnabar. No, not cinnabar. We could process it with slag. Yeah, so 5% chance. So slag is just one of those things that you either are going to have tons of, or you're going to have to figure out how to produce in mass quantities. Now, one of the cool things that makes thermal expansion pretty awesome is it works really well with another mod. So let's say you have a mod that you've got like a monster like mob farm that's producing mob drops or something like that, or you've got some huge quarrying operation that's producing tons and tons of raw materials for you, whatever that might be, like an environmental tech deal or whatever that might be. If you have some of that stuff, then you can produce more and more slag, right? So you can kind of build it up and then use that byproduct. Because if you think about it, one stack of slag is going to give you 1 stack of slag will give you 16 stacks of this regular Phytogenic stuff. Yeah. Okay, so that's how that works. So that's what I wanted to cover today. We also did some chit-chatting, which is kind of fun. So there we go. We can make Phytogrow. You can make the improved versions if you want to figure out how to make like the rich slag and then the empowered slag. And essentially, the payback for making the improved versions of that stuff is faster process or more output from a single seed. So a seed might give you 2 wheat with the regular stuff. It'll give you maybe 6 wheat or 4 wheat with the higher improved stuff. So you guys can play around with that on your own. I just sort of wanted to show you how this thing works, and it's kind of leads into what we're going to do tomorrow, because we're going to use that wheat for some stuff, because we certainly don't need it for food. But until then, please remember to be cool, don't be a fool, and from my One Man, One Mod series, where we're trying to learn everything we can about thermal expansion, I guess we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.